there, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be answering a whole bunch of your questions in today's Q&A video. So I asked on my Instagram for you guys to send in a bunch of questions for me to answer about what it's like living here on staff and being a part of YWAM Perth. So I'm super excited to be answering some of those questions today. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in questions. I'm going to be answering a few of them today, and the first one is staff different than your DTS experience, life, community living, etc.? Being on staff is completely different to being on DTS. There is a lot of similarities as far as like some of the things that we do, like we still all participate in base worship, we're still all doing intercession, and we still all help around on the base, we have morning chores, those things are still the same, but I think the pace of it is very different. Being on staff is a much different pace because you're part of a ministry, so it also depends what ministry you join as well. There's different seasons where things are busier and not as busy. Depends, sometimes your ministry might go on outreach. You're here dedicating your time to missions and to pursuing God and however He's called you to do that. So it's still full on, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely a different pace of life. Being on staff, you still live with people. I live with a house full of girls and it's so fun. Not as many as my DTS. I lived with like 20 girls on DTS, but now I live with like 6. So it is a little bit different, but the staff accommodation is really beautiful. But yeah, that's what I would say the biggest difference is the pace that you're going. DTS is full on, you're going hard, learning, growing, everything like that, and you're still doing that here on staff, but it's just at a much slower pace because this is your life now. This is where you're living, this is where your home is, you know, and this is where you're planting your roots for however long God calls you here. So it's not about being the fastest to finish the race and going hard all the time, but it's really important that you learn the work-life balance, especially here, and taking time to rest so that you can, when you are working with your ministry or going in outreach or whatever it is, you're fueled up and ready to go. So that would be the biggest difference between staffing and DTS. Hi. I'm sorry. You're probably hearing me talk to myself.
Oh, right.
Okay, cool. So the next question is related to my ministry, and if you don't know, it's super exciting. I have joined Island Breeze Extensive Tribe here at YWAM Perth. They have amazing social media. I will leave it all linked down below. It is incredible. You should go follow them because you will see me on there soon. But yeah, they are a performing arts ministry and they use a lot of island cultures, different cultures from all across the world in dance and music, and they are all about bringing and redeeming cultural representation among the islands and among the nations of the world. So the question was, what is my role in the ministry? So I'm a dancer with the group and it's really cool. I'm going to be learning a whole bunch of cultural dances, different island dancing, much dancing from a whole bunch of different cultures, and I also get to help participate in creating as well. So at the moment we're working on some projects, creative projects, and I'm doing a contemporary dance. So it's really cool because I get to bring like my background of dance and ballet and contemporary and bring that to the group as well, as that's also a culture, that's also a great way to communicate in performing arts. So I love this ministry because it's so welcoming to all different cultures and using the strengths of different cultures to help preach the gospel and share the gospel of Jesus among all nations. So I get to bring the contemporary and ballet background into this as well, so that's really exciting. But I'm also going to be helping with their social media as well. You know, I love social media, I love Instagram and creating content for that. So I'm going to be helping out with the Instagram and the other social media things as well. So that's super exciting. So over the coming weeks, that's what I'm going to be starting to do as well. So make sure to follow their accounts because you will see me posting on there, which is really exciting. The next question is a great one. I absolutely love this question, and it is, how do you do your quiet time when you live with so many people? So like I said before, I live with 6 other girls. So there's 7 of us here total. We have like a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. And so I live with 2 other girls in my room, and then the second room has 4 girls in it. So how do I do my quiet time? I am actually one of the first people to get up in the morning. So we all essentially start morning chores at 8 a.m, but everyone gets up at different times before that. So my biggest advice, if you live with a lot of people, is get up early because some people are night people, some people are morning people. I'm personally a morning person. So it actually works really great. We tend to like have a bit of a range in our household. So me and one other girl literally every day. We're always the first ones up. So we're out here at 6 o'clock or 6:30, kind of depends. And we do our quiet time. There's heaps of space out here, but then you also have the bedrooms. We have a balcony as well. So there's plenty of space to do it, and everyone just like sticks headphones in and is kind of doing their own thing, making their breakfast and doing their quiet time. So that's how I do mine. But also I know some girls go for a walk in the morning sometimes. They go and grab a coffee and they kind of do their quiet time while they're walking, and they just pray while they're walking. There's parks close by. There's also the rivers close by. There's plenty of places to walk that you can sit and do your quiet time in the morning if you want to get out of the house that you might be living in. But in lockdown as well, we had like a week lockdown here, and we all got along really well. Some girls as well, like they're more night people. So me and one of my housemates were kind of up early. Then some people kind of work throughout the day while others are chilling in their rooms doing things. So it kind of all just swaps around, and then some girls stay up later and like I'll go to bed earlier. So it kind of just works out that way, works out really well. We're super respectful of each other, and we try to be generally like, we're normally quiet before like 7:30. Like we're generally pretty quiet, and then around 7:30 everyone's kind of out here, so we're kind of chatting and going off to do our different things, and then also after a certain point at night everyone tends to just quieten down anyway. Also, another thing with your quiet time is you don't just have to like sit down and do like one thing the same way every day. Something I've really been learning is being open to how the Lord wants to lead my quiet time, not me coming in with a plan of I'm going to do this devotion, listen to this song, and then I'm going to pray from this time to this time. No, that's not how it works for me anymore anyway. I like to sit down and I'm like, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do with my time? I have an hour or I have half an hour. What should I do with it? And I let the Lord lead. So lately I've been loving podcasts. I'll leave some of my favorite podcasts down below, but I love Sadie Robertson's podcast. It's called Whoa, That's Good. I love Celeste's podcast as well. I'll leave that down there. And I love Meredith Foster's podcast as well, and I'll also leave the name of that down there. But they're my top few favorites at the moment. But sometimes I'll put on a podcast when I first come out, when I'm making breakfast and stuff, and then I'll sit down and read. I've been reading through a chapter of Psalms a day. I've been reading through the end of Psalms, so I'll read a chapter of that. Sometimes I read a book. Sometimes I just pray. Sometimes I pray, read the word, pray. I kind of switch it up. It just kind of depends. But yeah, let the Lord lead your quiet time. Sometimes he might want you to go for a walk. It could be anything. So let the Lord lead your quiet time. But yeah, that's kind of how it works in our household. The last question that I'm going to be answering today is, what is something you really love about YWAM Perth? Now, there are so many things that I love about YWAM, but particularly YWAM Perth. I think across all YWAM bases, there's just this beautiful culture of community, which I love, but especially here at YWAM Perth, that is the thing that I think I love the most, is the community, people doing life together, people valuing each other. And you can really see that in every area of the base, whether it is morning chores and people who lead morning chores, or whether it's on base worship, or whether it's in your one-on-one time, or whether you're on weekend service and you're cleaning. And there's still just this essence of community, and really just valuing each other and valuing what God has given us. And that is what I love most about YWAM Perth. Something else I really love about YWAM Perth is that they do so much to actually bring the whole base together as a community, not just like one little group of people or one little group of people, but actually bringing the whole base together. So they have like meals, lunch and dinner. We actually eat together as a whole base. So everybody on the base is welcome to come for lunch and dinner. And it just contributes to that community culture, is everybody sits together, and you don't always sit with the people that are in your ministry or that are your friends, but you're encouraged to actually sit with different people. So like sitting with families who have little children, or sitting with some of the older couples who've been here for like decades, or sitting with people that are just on DTS for 6 months. So they really encourage you to mix and get to know everybody, and that is just such a beautiful thing. So that is all the questions I'm going to be answering for today. Thank you so much for watching, and again, thanks for sending in the questions. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below and I'd love to get back to you, or you can send me a message on my Instagram and I can message you back personally. If you have any questions about what I do or about YWAM Perth and how you can be involved, please message me. I'd love to help you as best that I can. Have a great day or night or whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you all again very soon.